is episode 2 of the Dicky and Tommy show. We're the host Monticello this week, and with that being said, how's everyone feeling today?
Feeling good.
Roaring well.
Coach, what are some takeaways from last Thursday against Western?
I thought we executed on offense pretty well. You know, we only ran 38 plays, and I think we had almost 500 yards of offense. We had some very big explosion plays, which are always good. And defensively, that's, you know, my defensive coordinator ended up giving him a game ball. That was his first shutout as a DC, so that was big too. That was exciting for the team. Just thought we played better in all phases. We missed extra point, I believe, but I thought Georgia's ability to put the ball in the end zone, that's always a big weapon. So I think he's getting better each week too, as far as that goes. And I thought we showed that we could run the ball and throw the ball a little bit, so being a little bit more balanced.
How do you feel that you match up against Monticello?
It's going to be a tough game. I mean, this is a very experienced Monticello team. I think they have like 20 seniors out of like 38 players. So, you know, they're 8-2 last year. It was a real close game last year. A very physical game. I think it's going to be a battle. I think we have some weapons that are, you know, if we can do our jobs and get them in the space and second level, we can have some success. Definitely got to take care of the football. That's the biggest thing, right? Is like taking care of the football, winning the turnover margin in the field position battle, and then capitalizing on drives. Those are the keys to success in any level.
With it being a tough game, you know, looking at the team, who do you think are some people who are going to step up as leaders in that game, and you know, just leaders in general on the team this year?
You know, Braden McIntyre and Jaden Seaberry are my two captains, and they've been doing a good job leading the team. Senior-wise, right? I got guys like Luke Rowan in the backfield, in the secondary backfield, playing safety, and Isaiah Holland, and these kids like that have been part of the program for a very long time. Just understanding what the expectations are. The biggest thing is that we are everyone's like biggest game of the year, right? So understanding that and continuing the what we've accomplished. I mean, we're trying to win the district for 8 years in a row. I don't know if there's been another sport team in the history of the school to do that in the Battlefield or the Jefferson, or, you know. I think that's really hard to do in any sport, and that's what, you know, every year the group of kids has to do their part, right? Like continue this legacy that we're trying to build, and every team's different. This team's strengths are pretty close. You know, I think we got to tighten the screws on a few things. You know, try to limit some penalties, especially big ones. Make sure we're communicating a little bit better on the field. But as far as senior leadership, you know, Brady, McIntyre, Rowan, Holland, Seaberry, those guys have really, you know, stepped up and are leading the team.
All right, we said one thing the team has done the past few weeks is a big play offense. You had 5 plays where you scored on 34 yards or more. So you got guys that can just take it to the house at any time. And plus, I wanted to get your comments on the quarterback. It looks to me like he is really settling in now and beginning to show what he's made of. And then you had a great game from Kewan Carter.
Yeah. We had one drive that was 2 plays. We had another drive that was 1 play. We had another drive that was 1 play. Just explosive on offense. We got 2 very explosive, you know, well-known athletes, as everybody knows, and they really put that on showcase the other night. And then we also got guys stepping up like Seaberry and LeVartrell, who are, you know, running the ball hard and getting yards, 2 big chunk plays. You know, it might not be a 50-yarder, but it's a 15-yarder. It's first down. I think we averaged 12 yards a play the other night. No, maybe more. I'm not even sure.
12.4.
12.4, yeah. So, yeah, and then Brady putting him in good situations, you know. So, first couple games, you have to understand too. Like, this is his first year as a varsity quarterback. You know, he lost last year, and you see him progress each week. That's our main goal, is for him to get better. I mean, the kid's got heck of an arm talent, and he's really finally settling in with the offense, understanding where the ball needs to go, and You know, we have plays where it's not just a run called or a pass called. We have, like one of our base plays, 4 different things can happen depending on what the defense is doing. So him understanding that, his yes or no's pre-snap, all right, his post-snap reads, that's something that he's gotten a lot better at. And then he's also shown the ability. He had 2 runs the other night and gained some positive yards on our jet sweep play, our power sweep play. I think he's going to continue to get better. O-line's getting better too. I thought we played much better this past Friday than we did the week before, just on finishing blocks, not letting guys cross our face. And then our defense is flying around, you know. We have 3 middle linebackers. Keywan's one of them. He's a senior. Then we got Daquan Anderson, who's really stepped up and gotten more playing time the past few weeks. He's a junior. And then we got Raymond Rentz, who's a sophomore. That's he's going to be really good. He's still pretty young. It's first year playing varsity football too. So those are our 3 inside linebackers that kind of rotate a little bit. And then with Savion and then the freshman Dustin Nelson they're our outside linebackers. Just to see them improving each week too. You know, Savion didn't play defense last year where he was at, and Dustin was on JV. And to see those guys stepping up, they're both very athletic and instinctual players with speed and strength. So, you know, it'd be nice if we didn't let anybody get a first down.
Coach, you had a bye week. You had 2 weeks to get ready for this ball game that you played last Friday night. How much did it really help you to be able to have that bye week and have 2 weeks of practice with the kids you had coming back into the program?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, anytime you can get more time. Time is the one thing we can't get back, right? So the hard part was that we only practiced outside. Last Monday was the last time we were outside. Now we went outside yesterday on a different field and got as much as we could get done in the conditions. But you know, forced to be in the gym, forced to be you know, condense things and change how we want to do some things. That's always a concern when you can't get out and go full throws and full kicks and all that stuff. But just having the kids, the mental part of the game. Like, we got some good athletes. My biggest thing is coaching the mental side of football and the IQ of football and understanding the game. So it definitely helped. There's no doubt about it.
And the other thing that I've noticed, and you've been involved in some football teams at Louisa that basically did nothing but run the football. This team has a lot of balance. I think your 500 yards, you had almost 200 through the air and 250 or so on the ground. That's real balance. The other team has a hard time to figuring how they're going to stop you when you can run and throw.
Yeah, no doubt. So, you know, we're a single wing spread base team. This year we're running a lot more, actually more pro personnel with 1 tight end and 2 running backs back there. But when you're in single wing, defenses try all kinds of things, right? They try all kinds of stunts and fronts. And sometimes, I mean, you guys know when we line up in those big heavy sets, there'll be 10 guys in the box, sometimes 11, right? Yeah. When you get into the spread stuff and the pro stuff, you can kind of dictate where those guys are going to be a little bit because they got to guard. They got to guard a receiver out there. They got to put somebody out there, especially the receivers we have. I just think being able to do both. I mean, we're still going to run the ball. That's our identity. We're going to run the football, but the ability to throw the ball and throw it accurately when we want to are just going to make us better. And we scored on that screen play. You know, he couldn't get the ball off because that big six kid was in his face. But then he like kind of underhand like tossed it like he was turning a double play. And I mean, that play's hit. I mean, I think that kid scored on that play a couple times in his career. But that's you know, that was a screen that really hit, and we just getting those guys in space too. You know, we're gonna line up and pound you with power. Everybody knows that. But just having some options off of it. You know, working on some of our play action too. That's some of the stuff we've been working on, and some of our bootlegs and things like that.
Yeah, to your point, Coach, Brady sort of did his Patrick Mahomes imitation on that screen pass when he shoveled that thing. That was pretty. One of the things we said during the broadcast the other night, and each of us agreed that we would not want to be a defensive coordinator on a team that you're playing because you almost got to pick your poison. You know, what are we going to try to take away? And you all are doing a lot of things very well. My question to you is, you've got so many challenge coaching-wise to get everybody their touches and looks during the game? How has that been from a coaching standpoint?
Oh, no doubt. I mean, kids want the ball in their hand. There's no doubt about that. And yeah, just finding creative ways to get people the ball, get their touches. I got touch charts. I got things like that. I think Savion had 7 carries. I think Seabury had 7 carries. I think Trail had 5 carries. I think we threw the ball, 10 or 12 times, something like that. We were scoring so fast. It gets hard when you only won 38 plays, right? There's only 38 snaps. I remember when I first installed the line wing offense in 2016. Coach Fish gave me full control of the O in 2016, and that's when we went to like the spread, single wing power run game. And I was a real fast up tempo. We went up there and beat Sharando, and by that one point there in 2016, and that game kind of changed the whole trajectory of where we were going, right? Like, we ran 82 plays in that game on offense, and that's a lot for a high school. We try to be around 60 right now, but when you're scoring on your first or second play, if we run 38 plays and we have 500 yards, it is what it is, and I'm happy, and we score 40 points. But yes, getting kids the ball, there's only one football. A lot of mouths to feed out there, and they're all hungry. They're all handling it well, though. They're all rooting for each other. So I think we just got to continue doing what we're doing. At the end of the day, this team's coming together more and more. Like, stats are awesome. Like, the kids love their stats, right? Like, whether it's football or like baseball, you can tell me your batting average and your velo, I bet. You know what I'm saying? Kids love their stats, but at the end of the day, there's a scoreboard on every field for a reason, and that's like the main stat that counts in my mind. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, I'm trying to win the football game. So this team is definitely coming together and being on the same mission and path on whatever it takes to get that win.
When you play this Friday night against Monticello, what do you think, as one of the guys asked earlier, strengths that Monticello has that maybe you haven't seen this year in other teams?
I think they're very senior experienced. I think they're very big up front. They fly to the football. They run that 3-3 stack defense. Offensively, they have 2 running backs that can really go get after you. Quarterback's experience, I think he's been starting there for at least 2, maybe 3 years now. And they're a hungry football team, right? They were 8-2 last year. Nothing more than they would love to beat us. And so it's always going to be a challenge, especially with a school like them. Like, they have good football players that can tackle, run. They can do it all 3 phases. They're 3-1 for a reason. It's going to be a physical game. That's what I'm preaching this week. It's going to be an in the trenches, physical football game, and the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to win the game.